secret techniques and deep techniques through which we can handle and through which we can cover this very module. But honestly saying, until and unless you show your dedication, as speaking, this IELTS training is going to only prepare you for six band hardly, honestly, right? And further 7 plus 8 plus 8.5, all this depends on the student level and ability of doing hard work and capability of doing hard work, right? Otherwise, if you neglect the practice of listening, reading, speaking, writing on daily basis, then it is going to be a little bit tough. Okay, let's take a start. I'm going to ask you people also a lot of questions in this lecture as well, and we will discuss some more points. Okay, now as far as you are aware of the situation that in speaking, there would be three sections, right? First section, your personal information, your personal data, your likes, dislike, your 24-hour schedule, habits, right? Preference, and all such things. Now, how to prepare that section? Practically in daily life. Like it here, the first section, how to prepare that? Like the answers would be indeed short, three sentences, four, five maximum. But how to prepare that? Sorry, pardon. Now, to prepare them in the very best way, whatever you do so far, since morning to evening and since evening to morning, just think about all such activities within English language. When you think in English language about all this is going to improve your thinking ability, and then you would be able to speak with fluency. The fluency would come by itself when your thinking approach would be perfect, or it would be okay, right? So the first thing is to think about your whole schedule, your activities, your daily routine, everything. Just think in English from now onwards. If you're thinking in your own tongue, just convert these thoughts from that language to your own those thoughts from your own language to the English language, right? Next thing, the part two. How to go through part two? Past experience, present time period, or the future achievement related goal. How to prepare this part in daily life, like without, you can say without doing any action or giving much time. Whatever is happening in your life or whatever is happened in your life in the past time period, think about all those situations also in the English language, right? Like in part two, if you focus on the question, it would be 70-75% based on past time period. But in rare case, sometimes it can be also assigned or it can be also asked from you in the future or present time period. But the situation that would be based on part two, right, that is going to be related to your experience, any of the past or present or future achievement related idea or observation. Now, how to prepare this part? Whatever you do so far in the public domains, you passed with any incident, accident, good travel place, good tourist attraction place, the, anything that is gifted to you, whatever the incidents are happening. In simple words, the incident and achievement related goal related ideas. Like for instance, the very important one, what kind of apartment you would like to live in the near future, apartment or house, right? Or what kind of job you would like to have in the near future, what kind of this future related or the present time period related, any question can be, are you of the opinion to go through this way and this the perception question. Otherwise, past time period, favorite idea, favorite, you can say, place, the most perfect personality in your life, right? Such kind of. But overall, these questions from part two are going to be based on your and the incidents which take place in your life, right? So think about all those incidents in an English language, because an speaking exam, when you appear there and you answer for any question, the moment if you haven't thought about those incidents which you are going to share in front of the examiner, then the problem that you would face actually here, you would think about the sentence, you would also think about the ideas, you would also think about the grammar, you would be also having attention like to speak in front of the examiner. And what happens actually, like today I was asking one of my aspirant in physical class, one of the question I just asked, she shared this sentence that I I good feel. I good feel in the speaking. I good feel. Now feel is verb, good is object at here in the sentence. Now sometimes when you think and like you collect the ideas and also focus on the grammar and also at the same time different activities on one time, what it creates a problem, your subject verb object position would be used randomly by you, because the moment you would be very, you can say, anxious, like to do everything at the same moment. So the first thing is to indeed grammar and all such things, but the second thing is to improve your thinking ability in English language. The third thing is to, now these are some other things, not the previous lecture one, intonation. The third thing is to, when you watch any movie or drama or something on the screen, then you would have seen the actor perform or do an action in which you like in which you take an interest. Why? Because of his way of action, because of her way of action. Same goes for your speaking style. If you perform or if you give an answer in a way which would be impressive and emotional, kind of feelings would be expressed so far, an examiner who takes an interest in that. Otherwise, if you try to just run off it, examiner would also of the opinion that this person should leave as soon as possible. Okay, so therefore enjoy in a sense to perform a kind of action in front of the examiner, right? Okay, next, official, the third section, first section, the personal opinions, all such things should be taught in English, should be taught in English, the public incidents, right? And the third thing is official discussion. It is a kind of official discussion, like why it is called official? Because any society related example would be required. People related, public domain, circumstances, environment, what we call a country, yeah, participants, any example that would be required from the society would be considered as an official discussion in which you would share your observation about not yourself, rather about the society. In part first, examiner would be interested in you and yourself. In part two, in you and yourself. And part three, in your observation, but the example would be not from yourself, rather from the people, right? So this part can be improved in such kind of groups. How groups? and and a kind of, even in, if you are having one person in your life to whom you can do, to whom you can speak and do practice on English language, that is also a kind of group. This class is a group where I sometimes ask you guys questions. Now all of you should think about the same question. To whoever I ask the question, the other participants are requested and supposed to think about that at the same moment, how we can answer for that question, right? Why? Because this is now official discussion. This is now you're observing the people opinion. This is now you're getting the knowledge, and your mind capability is going to be improved regarding people's opinion, regarding their minds. And then you would be able to answer very well in part three, the official kind of discussion. The society related example would be shared by you perfectly if you would know the society, if you would know the people's minds, and also in English language. That's why the practice should be done in public domains, also in English. This is also public domain right now, this group. Okay. Uh, yeah, so few questions we went last night, and today, yeah, these are some headings. You can see in stage one, section one, all the questions will be based under the circumstances of these few headings. In part two, the questions would be based under the circumstances of these few headings. You can see, and you can take out the screenshot of this slide if you want, right? Okay. This is like the question would be actually based on you. If you can, if you go and if you would to the sections, to the questions, you would see the same. Okay. In reality, this is already discussed in the previous lecture, but let me discuss it again. In reality, British Council asked around about 21 questions, but if you just go through these few books, you would see uh, total 12 are something like less or little bit more than 12, right? So actually here, these few initial questions are missing. Some more are going to be missed, right? But in reality, maximum 21 questions can be asked from you. Your mind should be ready for that, to just face the 21 questions. Okay. Examiner is in need and interested in your opinion, not in your father opinion. Once I was taking a lunch session, I asked one student, what time you get sleep? He was silent like this. I said, what time you get sleep? I'm asking you. Please unmute your mic. He unmuted his mic and he was looking at me like this. And then another person said, sir, he's already sleeping. Then I asked, okay, you tell me what time you get sleep. I sleep at 10 p.m. Honestly saying my father sleep at this time. Now examiner is not interested in your father. Now examiner is not interested in your siblings and your friends. whatever they do so far, that is their choice. Exercise, daily routine. You should share only your idea, your schedule, your timetable, your routine. In part first, especially, and in part two. In part three, then you can share the other people examples. Okay. So this is how examiner is. Otherwise, if you give other examples, it would be considered irrelevant information and irrelevant answer, and that would have a problem which would be discussed in upcoming discussion, right? Okay. And remember, I remember part first, you have to sell yourself and you have to show I'm an expert. How? You have to show it in a sense like you should take a pleasure of each question. You have to enjoy. You have to perform in a sense like you are performing an action, in a way of actor. You're actor and now you're performing an action, right? When you answer, like you can pronounce this believe me and honestly saying in this way, believe me, honestly saying boring, very boring. Believe me, sir, honestly saying the little bit tone change, the difference makes an impression, perfect one and the bad one, right? So this is called intonation. It should be followed in the speaking section. Okay. So yeah, and no question should be given. No answer should be given for any question in negation. What is meant by negation? Anyone? Negation means yes. Anyone? Negation means yes. Quickly. Faizan, negation means Hassan, Ahmad, Ahmad, Fatma.
In a
Well,
negative sense.
Very good, very good, very good.
negating.
Yeah, negative sentences. Like sometimes, if you ask a student, a few days ago, I asked one of my aspirant that, tell me something about your favorite music. Sir, I don't like music. 100% informal answer. Examiner in speaking wants to listen actually something from you, to observe your conveying style. Therefore, you cannot say no or I don't like or please change the question. And even I think the participant should be also here. Yeah, she is here. Once I asked her, I was asking her questions and she asked me to please change the questions, right? It was all those questions were regarding neighborhood. Okay. So those questions, whatever the questions are based on, you are not supposed to ask examiner to please change the question, or you cannot say sorry, pardon me, I don't know. I don't have any favorite book. If you are asked regarding your favorite book, you can share fake information, unreal information, lie, truth all together. Actually, here these things are not measured. This is IELTS, English test, right? How you are conveying your words, this is going to be observed. So doesn't matter whatever you are saying, but that should be a formal way and it should be conveyed in a more professional and you can say more grammatically correct way, right? These things are going to be observed actually. And if you not give your output, what examiner would observe in your answer, right? Only no. Okay, so that's why you are requested and supposed to share always answer in yes. Just have make your minds creative in a sense to be ready for any to be ready anytime for any kind of question, right? Try to answer everything. Like sometimes unpredictable questions can be asked from you. Describe situation, an unknown person asked you for something, describe a time when you saw the sky, describe your favorite book, favorite music. Now if you are not a lover of listening musics, right, describe any comedian movie that you have watched recently, what the message lesson you got, and you didn't or you haven't watched any comedian movie, you are requested and supposed to share yes, recently I watched a movie. Now you can share some other movies or dramas or novel points, and you can include those points in this question, right? Include the other points and perceptions in your question for the examiner, right? But never say I don't know, change, and these are going to have a negative impression. Examiner wants to listen something from you. Intonation 100% appreciated, and in Pakistani students they mostly lack the intonation ability, and that's why they lack the score in speaking. Their grammar level sometimes become very perfect. I highly appreciate their level, but if I really honestly talk about intonation, mostly the male genders, they do not use and they do not go for intonation. The rising and lowering down of your voices, the emotions, when you are sharing emotions, expressions, it should be shared in a sense like this is real. And all your answers, whether that is fake, real, true, false, whatever is that lie, you should share, it should seem, you should share that it should seem as it has really taken part in your life, right? Okay. Yes. Okay. Yeah. So this is a little bit about intonations and part first. Let's move further. These are few questions. Okay. Actually. Yeah. All right. In part first, I never go in these few things: background, history, and tradition. These 4 points and below on this slide. These 4 points should be avoided, and delaying. You should not delay your answer. Like some students, firstly, they stay silent for a second or two or three, and then they start. Examiner is in the desire or in the wish to listen the quick replies, and she would appreciate the examiner to the quick applies, right? So you are requested to directly reply and respond quickly. Okay. So at here now, I would have some questions for you guys. Let me ask you some questions. Yeah, there are a few more points, and this one is interesting one. I would like to discuss this one, then I would ask some questions from you. Okay. At this point, examiner is in need of a person. Yeah, it is discussed who gives a quick response. Start speaking the first day of your practice, right? Never give only a single day gap. 100% you should avoid it. Gap is virus. Virus hangs computer and mobile phone. And here, this gap is going to lack your fluency. You would be unable to speak fluently, right? So therefore, you should avoid this gap of a virus kind of gap. Okay. Next is at the end, how you should close your answer. Also very important point. Like, let's suppose two situations, these are going to be discussed, then I'm coming to questions, right? Two situations can happen in a IELTS speaking exam. One situation, when you are done with your answer, but examiner is not has not started the next question. How you should indicate this: sir, I'm done with my answer, or ma'am, I'm done. Another section, when examiner is not leaving you for completion of your answer, what you should do, and how you should conclude your previous answer, right? Two situation. Now, the first situation, if you are done and examiner is still silent, what you should do? Yes, let me ask and let me get some replies. Hasan Junaid, what you should do if examiner is silent and you are done with your answer?
Sir, I'll keep answering my question.
Okay, you would prolong further, you try. All right.
Yes.
If I ask this question from Faizan, what you would do? Hmm? Yes, Faizan? If examiner is silent and you are done with your answer, what you would do? Hmm? Yes, please. Yes, Said Jan, what you do if examiner is silent and your answer is completed? Okay, Ahmad Ahmad, would you like to respond for this question? Samina, anything from your side? Yes, please. Yes, Miss Salma. Yeah, hello.
Because of these reasons, I like this, and
Hmm.
then thank you.
Yeah, she's my old and genius student. Very good. All right. Now at here, because of such reason, I prefer this thing. Or because of such opinions, I think it is good. And then thank you. It would be a formal indication to examiner. You cannot show a kind of smile like, sir, I'm done, and smiling. You cannot say, please, next question. You cannot say, I'm done. Yeah, these are a little bit informal, and a examiner would think like you are unable to speak further. The fluency or something is lacking, right? Therefore, you should formally indicate, because of such reason, I think this is good, or I like this thing. For different kinds of question, you can conclude in different ways. In further lectures, we would go through that, and I would then tell you that here the closing can be in this way, right? When you close your answer, closing is also a kind of professional way of just completing your answer, right? And then after closing your answer with the closing sentence, you should say thank you. This thank you is also an indication to examiner that, ma'am or sir, you can ask me the next question. I'm done with the previous one, right? And the other situation, if examiner is not leaving you for the completion of an answer, What you should do that moment you should rise up your voice little bit and you should leave your previous answer. And the tone should be a little bit higher, yeah, along with hiring, because this moment, if you face the situation where examiner is not allowing you for completion of your answer, then you should realize that examiner is going to actually face a lot of candidates today or that day, and now you are supposed to give relevant answer only, to the point answer and relevant answer. And try, some students stuck in prolonging their answers in one thing. And what is that one thing? They sometimes firstly share here and there information, and later on they come to the point information. This is 100% unfair. First share the relevant information, to the point information. Then further, if you feel the situation that I'm supposed to also talk about here and there to prolong my answer, then it is fine up to some extent. But at the beginning only stick to the question. Do not go here and there and background. Otherwise, what the problem can occur, if examiner would ask the next question and you now reaching to the relevant information, that moment if you didn't share to the point words, only here and there words, then examiner would think this idea, this thing you have to keep it in mind. Examiner would think this person is either unable to get my questions or either unable to convey his ideas in proper words, right? So therefore you are requested to first rise up your voice a little bit if examiner is not leaving you for the completion of your answers. Why? Because examiner is maybe in a hurry and you are supposed to make your answer clearly understandable to him in that situation. So that's why you should higher your tone little bit, right? And secondly, to the point information. Do not go here and there. Okay. Next, yeah. So now I would ask you, just keep these points in your minds. The starting, closings, startings are discussed in the previous lectures. I hope you people would have in mind these few things would be discussed in upcoming lectures, right? Right now, I would like to ask some questions from you people. Yeah. Muhammad Faizan, would you like to let me mark you present? Yeah. Do you have a talent or something you are good at? Yes, Muhammad Faizan. You can unmute your mic again. Your brother Dr. Zishan is having a lot of talents. He's my batch mate. Yes, Muhammad Faizan. You should. I expect talent, any talent from you as well. Yes. Yes, please.
I have a lot of talents
Hmm?
about cricket, sir.
Hmm?
Yes.
I have a lot of talents about cricket.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. All right. Fine. I appreciate your participation. Okay. Try to participate on daily basis and improve it. Inshallah, it will be improved. Okay. Yes. Hassan Junaid.
Yes.
Okay. Do you like talking to strangers?
So actually, it's very intriguing question. As I haven't thought about that, but I think I have few things to speculate about such sort of things, that sometimes I really feel that we should talk to a stranger, and especially when you find someone beside you while traveling. So that's why I really find it it's good to have someone as a stranger and share your feelings while traveling.
Yeah. At the end, you close it in a proper way. That's why I think we should. But a last word, you should say last words, 2 words. Thank you. Right?
Oh, okay,
Thank you.
thank you.
Yeah. If the examiner is silent, you can say thank you to indicate in a positive way that I am done.
Sir,
Yes.
would it be convenient if we always reply thank you on each
No.
part one question.
Actually,
So what should we do?
yeah, very good question, relevant. If examiner is silent, that moment you're supposed to say thank you. Within some situations, some questions, you would feel like examiner is not starting. Yeah, you have to give him some time. Some time. Like a time
Okay.
means 1 second, not that more.
Okay. Okay, sir.
You would feel automatically that examiner is asking the next question directly or silent like this. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir.
Right, a little bit. Okay, yes. Salma, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What kinds of gifts do parents give to their young children? Yes,
Sir, kindly repeat question.
sure. What kinds of gifts do parents give to their young children? Hmm. Yes, quickly, please. Participants are waiting for you. Please. Hello, Thomas. Yes,
Yes, sir.
yes.
Parents should parents should give uh, some good advices to their young children. It is a good gift for them because it is the age when
Yeah, because such good advices can play a vital role in their mind nourishment and mental growth. Yeah. Anyhow, how you would start the answers of speaking part three, Salma? How you would take a start of answers for any answer of speaking part three? Yes, the starting phrase. Let me know. Yes, please. Anyone else? How we can start the answer of part three? Tell me the phrase. Anyone? We discussed the last.
thank you for asking me such a good question.
No, this is for part two. Part three questions are based on your observation, but require the examples of society. Now, how we can take a start of our observations? Well, as far as my observation is concerned, are I'm of the opinion, in my perception, in my point of view, yeah, such kind of perceptions related, as far as my knowledge is concerned, as far as I know, right? This kind of information related or observation related phrases should be the starting phrases for your answers in part three, all of you. And part first can be start honestly saying, thank you for asking such a nice question. To be honest, right? This kind of question. Yeah, this kind of introductory phrases. Then for part two, thank you for giving me an immense opportunity because you talk for a long time. Yeah. Um, is Samina here? I think she left because of the internet issue. Ahmad Ahmad, are you here? Ahmad Ahmad, are you here? Anyone, any of Ahmad? Right now, I'm having two Ahmads. Yes, Ahmad.
Sir, I'm
Yes,
here.
sir.
Ahmad Ahmad, first question for you, then Ahmad. Ahmad, how is online help different from real life help? This question is repeatedly asked for 3 times since last November. How is online help different from real life help? Yes. Hmm. Ahmad or Ahmad? Any one of you?
Yes, sir.
Yeah,
Uh,
you can answer.
Please, can you repeat your question again?
Sure. When you ask the examiner, how you would ask to repeat the question?
So can you paraphrase your question?
Can you?
Paraphrase?
Can or could?
Could you paraphrase your question?
Yeah, could you please paraphrase it? And sometimes in some situation, examiner repeat the same question. one of my person did an excuse that, sir, one of my student, that, sir, you told this phrase, but ma'am was just repeating the same question, not making it easy for us. Actually, the questions are easy. Anyhow, you should say, could you please paraphrase it? How is online help different from real life help?
So in my opinion, in my opinion, when you get information through your websites or somewhere else, and when you get information from through your friend, then it would be a different experience for us. Getting information online can be changed. If you want to get some more information about some relevant information, then you have no choice to you can exaggerate your question to the online website to get what you want to get information. And on the other side, if you compare if compared getting information by someone, then it could be a helpful for us. If we are stuck on something, we have a lot of questions, we have a lot of things to discuss with someone, and then there's a possibility talking with someone face to face, then you can explain your question, and also you will get you will get your answer according to you.
Yes, Ahmad, today only one work and only one thing get here. Your answer is fine, okay? Very good. And right up to much extent. But you previously in previous lecture, you also shared the same and today same. When you shared the example, especially in part 3, example should be related to the public people, and you mentioned, yeah, sorry, you mostly say you. This you should be neglected, okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, then it would be much more impressive. Try to do not say you. Okay. Um, yes, is Samina here? Samina is not here. And someone else, Jamil. Jamil is here, or who is there? Jamil is here. I think he joined and then left again. Yes, who would like to ask to be asked a question? Hassan Junaid?
Sir.
Yes. How do you think toys will change in the future?
Well, I haven't thought about that particular thing, but I think it would change diametrically in upcoming in foreseeable future. We will see lots of change in the toys. I hope when it comes to my guess, I must say that in upcoming future, people would love to use toys which would give them the virtual experience, and they would preferably preferably
Good.
experience.
Yes, you can close.
Okay, sir.
You can close and answer. How
Okay,
you
sir.
will close?
To tell you the truth, in order to answer your question, I think that this experience would be very different from the experience that in which we are living right now.
Good. Thank you. Yeah, you would say thank you. All right.
Thank you.
So yes, all of you would be asked with one more questions. But meanwhile, if the session is ended, try to join it again for a few more minutes as well. Okay.
Sir.
Yes, Ahmad. Ahmad, are you here?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Describe an interesting song.
Okay. So the describe interesting song. Actually, sir, since I was 13 and 14 years old. I was singing a song for Titanic. This is my favorite song. This good lyrics and each and everything. That's it, sir. Thank you.
Oh, all right. Why you don't try to prolong your answers? Your way of speaking is very good, but you don't
Yeah.
prolong.
I will.
Speak on daily basis, okay?
Yeah.
For 20-25 minutes, do practice on speaking.
I will. I'm practicing in day or night for 20 to 25 minutes for our day.
Good. All of you are requested the notes which I have given to you. Try to take print out of those notes and go on daily basis on the with those
Right.
notes, right?
I will do it. I will do it, inshallah.
Yes, inshallah. Yes, Ahmad, are you here? Another Ahmad.
Yes, sir.
Okay, would you like to answer me for what kinds of people like traditional music?
What kind of people like traditional music? Okay. Like in my opinion, like the older people who are living in our society, they are prefer to listen traditional